Yeah, I'm heartbroken for our players, and they're improving. They're attacking the things that are kind of keeping us from getting over the hump, and you can see that with our play. And if anybody has children out there, I think they'll relate to this. I don't have kids, but when the guys are doing the right stuff and going about it the right way, you want them to get rewarded for that. That's just personally. I want them to feel the reward of doing the right things and handling things the right way. And I thought we were really close tonight again, and we just one break away there. Give folks credit. Made a really tough shot. I thought Baba made a terrific play to get us the lead up one there, the possession before, and then I thought JC, Jalen Celestine, I thought it was in. I thought when it left his hands, I said, there we go. But the terrific college basketball game. Both teams made a ton of. Nobody lost the game. I thought both teams made plays to win the game tonight. I'm disappointed and frustrated and hurt that we didn't get the result, but I'm proud of my team.
Open up for questions.
You got what you wanted with Miller's look. Is that what you were after with Jalen on the three, just bringing the ball down and getting it, or was there a couple options there?
I think with 11 seconds left, Scott, you want to try to put pressure on the rim. And that's what we talked about in that timeout. And you certainly want the floor open enough, which I think you'll see on the tape that Bob puts a nice cut on the rim when we get that left gap for Jizzle. And then you want to make a play, right? You want to get the ball in space, try to put pressure on the rim and make a play. And I thought Jizzle did a nice job of doing that without forcing it or getting in a difficult spot. And he found JC and put him in a closeout, and I thought he got a good look. But it's not one of those things that we said, hey, we want to get JC a step back three on the last possession. We talked about getting the ball downhill and creating some space to see if we could get close to the rim.
What did this game mean for Mustafa to come back? Obviously he got booed a bit, but he had a career high.
I don't want to speak for him. I just could tell you he's a terrific kid, a terrific kid, and the people that coached him and got to know him here last year know that. We're so fortunate to have him, and I hate in college basketball that guys don't play the same place. I hate that that's what it's become, and we're going to play against one of our players that was with us for 3 years, here in a couple weeks. We all miss the days where the kids stay where they were, but that's what the thing I'd say about it is the kids haven't done anything wrong. The adults have. The kid, I hate the kids getting booed for that kind of stuff because the kids haven't done anything wrong. The adults are the ones that screwed this whole thing up with all the one-year players and stuff. Let's remember that. The adults screwed this one up. So I know that's the nature of it, and I'm sure it bothered him, and I'm sure he was fired up, but I don't want to speak for him. But he's a terrific young man, and I'm glad he played well tonight.
Coach, kind of on that note, you said Mustafa played well, 24 points. How do you think he handled the hostile environment? What really allowed him to succeed tonight?
I thought he carved out position on the interior first and foremost, and that's an area that he's really growing as he matures. I mean, you guys know this because you had him last year. He was supposed to be in high school last year, so as his body's maturing, he's becoming more of a force around the basket. I thought it came together for him there tonight, and then the touch always shows itself, but I think it starts with the physical nature around the basket. 5 rebounds. He knows I'll be on him because I want him to get 25 every game, but I'm glad he had a good night, and I know that was, again, I don't want to speak to the nature of it, but I know in a lot of ways that was emotional because he really loved being here and he loved the relationships that he had here.
Coach, you were able to get Jordan Burks off the court early there in the first half with a couple of fouls drawn there, but UCF's depth ended up coming up tough, getting their 24 bench points to your 9. Just what did you see from UCF's depth now? You compare that to yours.
We did a nice job on Burks. It's hard to guard the bank, he banked one in there from the left wing, and we've had a tough go of it. We're at West Virginia, I don't know, with a lead last 3 minutes a couple nights ago, and we got a guy with 2 seconds on the shot clock with his back turned to the basket on the sideline and turns around and throws it up and makes it, and Burks banks that one. So we've given up some heap and heaves there, but he's a really good player. I thought we did a nice job for the most part. We let him get that one loose that was a good look, but he's a really good player. You know, we obviously wanted to do a nice job on him and Kugel, but you know the depth of UCF is significant. Chris Johnson, like he comes off the bench and gets 10. We had talked about that with our team. Jizzle lost him on a drive and left him in the left corner one time, but he's a good player. So no, I think their depth is important. They got guys that don't start that are like starters, and so I don't think of it as bench points. I mean, they have a lot of depth and a lot of older guys.
UCF's been one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the country. You guys limited them to just 4 tonight. What did you guys kind of see on film coming into the night, and how did you guys keep them at bay on the glass?
Well, they won the board, 30-27, and that was one of the things we felt like if we could win the board, we could win the game, and that was a huge emphasis. So we can be a great rebounding team. We haven't done it consistently enough, but as we get more consistent, we can be good. They are. So I knew it would be one of those kind of games, but I hate that they won it. I can tell you about every single one of the 4 offensive rebounds they got because it pissed me off when they got them. But no, they have an old, experienced team. Johnny's done a heck of a job with this group, and the rebounding was a big key to us going into it tonight.
2 more for Coach.
Talking on that experience, Riley Kugel led the Knights with 19 points tonight. Whenever you're watching game film preparing for this, what were some certain aspects of his game you were trying to attack?
I think when he's comfortable, he's in a rhythm. He's one of those guys that's just it's hard to do anything with him. You can play great D and he can still make a shot. And this league's filled with guys that you can do a good job and they can still rise up and do it. I thought he did that a couple times tonight. One time he got Bob on the switch and hit a big 3. The foul was tough, on the left dribble pull up from the right wing. But he's, like this league's full of. He's a big time player. And again, he was a guy that we were trying to be keyed into. And you look down and you don't like that he got 19.
Last one, Scott.
Just 3 out of 19 on threes. Good looks, bad looks with defense.
It's going to start going in. We finally scored around the basket a little bit, right? I mean, we scored around the basket. I wish we got to the free throw line a little more, but thought Baba and Moo on the interior, we finally got the ball into 2. I mean, we had 29 made 2s. That has to be a season high for us. We got some really nice looks from 3 that didn't go. I thought Baba got a great inside-out look. I thought he made it. JC's at the end I thought was down and out. Day got a wide open one on the left wing. We executed an action. We brought him off back in with 4 fouls. I mean, they'll start going. One night it'll all come together. So I hate tonight was the night that we had a lid on it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.